My name's Josh Thorne. I'm one of the founders and creators of Dungeon Craft. Dungeon Craft is our book that's to be used with any role-playing tabletop game like Dungeons & Dragons.
I'm Jeremiah Crofton. I am the creative director for Dungeon Craft and one of the 4 owners.
Dungeon Craft is a book that has over 1,000 world-building assets. These tools allow you to craft and build engaging encounters and interactions for your characters in any role-playing game, such as Dungeons & Dragons. You go through the book, you find the piece you're looking for, need it be a dungeon room, copse of trees, or a river, and you just simply cut it out. Once you cut it out, you can place it right on your mat.
We have double-sided game pieces that you cut out. Each one of them has a 1x1 grid that matches to any game mat that's on the market that has a 1x1 grid. If you're running inside a building, you'll have the building roof, flip it over, now it's the inside. Trees have certain seasons on, things will change, some things catch fire. Everything's reversible, everything's super easy to cut out. Everything has that grid, so you cut it right along.
Dungeon Craft is important because it's your tools. It's going to give you everything you need to build a world. As a game master or dungeon master, if you need trees, buildings, or enemies, you can just pull them right out of the book and play them. You put them on the mat, you build the world. You don't have to stop, you don't have to draw, you don't have to have your players leave the table while you cover up your next engagement, you just go. For instance, if you have your players running through a city and they're fleeing from a black dragon, once they get to the end of the map, instead of stopping the gameplay, you simply move some pieces around, take a few off, put some more on, and you've got the next part of the neighborhood. You keep running, you keep going. It's going to give you more time to role play and roll dice, and that's what it's all about. So the Kickstarter, our goal is to, obviously, we want to raise money to get our first order of books. The core book, Dungeon Craft, is pretty much already done. We're going to change a couple things, add a couple new assets, but it's 99% there. But we need capital so that we can get a sizable order to bring the cost down. If we can bring the cost down on the book, we can keep it very affordable for people.
We're also working with Level Up Dice. They'll be making a custom aluminum D20 with colors that they've never used before, specifically for our Kickstarter.
Our Kickstarter is going to offer a few things. Firstly, we're going to offer our core book. This has the 1,000+ assets, trees, caves, tents, buildings, everything you need to build your dungeons, cities, and forest engagements. We're actually going to be creating 2 additional books. We're going to create Hell, and we're going to create High Water. Hell is going to have all of those assets needed to build your underworld. We're going to have dark cities and pit fiends and devils and rivers of fire, everything you need to build hell. And then we're also going to do High Water. High Water is going to have ships and mermaids and krakens and islands and pirates and everything you need to go battle on the high seas.
The reason this is so important is because I've spent so many years just drawing squiggly lines to represent trees and circles to represent rocks and squares to represent buildings. Myself as a DM and everyone else there deserves to be able to say, this is a building, and that's exactly what it looks like, without having to break the bank. It is changed the game, and I'm excited to let everyone see it. So